Hey everyone, if you're about to book FUE hair transplant surgery or you've already booked it and the day is rapidly approaching, then this video is for you. Welcome back everyone, and also a big shout out to any new viewers. My name's Paul and I'm here with another video with everything you need to know about looking after your hair after your transplant and getting the most out of your surgery. If you are new and you want me to keep you posted with updates, or if you feel like going back through my previous videos and following my journey since day one, then hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching on a smart TV, then if you wait till the end credits, you'll see a link to my avatar that will subscribe you using your TV remote. So without further ado, here are 12 important things that you need to consider if you're about to have FUE surgery and you want to look after your implants once the procedure is complete. So it seems quite simple, but I actually forgot to do this myself. But if you're going to wear something on the day, make sure it's like an open button shirt like this, or if it's cold, an open sort of cardigan like this. Forgive my fashion sense, I did buy this quite a long time ago. The reason for that is obvious. It might not seem obvious, but if you're wearing a t-shirt like this, when you go to take it off, there's a chance that you could catch your hair transplant, so obviously you need to avoid that. So yeah, open top, definitely. Saline solution, the stuff that the doctors will give you on the day, little spray bottle, you spray it every 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You will run out of that pretty quickly, and it's easy enough to replace. You can get it from pretty much everywhere. I would post a link, but obviously there's going to be people watching in different parts of the world, so pretty pointless doing that. But it's readily available in Boots, Amazon, probably Walmart, and it's basically the same stuff you put your contact lenses in. Readily available, quite cheap, $4.99 I think it is for a bottle of 250ml on Amazon.co.uk. But yeah, you're going to run out of that, and it's ideal for things like itching and stuff as well. It really helps during those early stages. I used it way beyond the 2-week point. I think I used it up until about the 2-month point, so good idea to have some of that stocked up. The head strap. Some clinics will have these, some of them won't. I would advise you to get one. It's basically got Velcro at the ends, and the reason for this is once they are done with the donor area, they will inject your scalp full of saline solution before they make all the incisions, and obviously that's to protect against infection, etc. The only problem with that is, gravity being what it is, it's going to try and swell down the face. So the headband I kept on for 4 days. I took it off at the 4-day point and the swelling wasn't quite done, and my face started to go like a rugby ball, like that way. So if you haven't been given one by the clinic, it's a good idea to get one, or even phone them up and see if they give you one before you come get your surgery. Very helpful. I know people look at you a bit weird because you're wearing it. Just pretend you play rugby. You're going to have a nightmare sleeping for the first 2 weeks at least as well, because you really can't lie on or risk lying on your new implants, because I mean, I slept on a sofa upright using one of these travel pillows. They do these in varying degrees. This one's full of polystyrene, it's a bit sort of soft and squidgy. This one's a lot firmer, and I found this one helped. I sort of tend to use it like one side at a time, and then my neck starts to hurt in the middle of the night, switch sides and play that way. There's no other way to explain this. It's going to be a difficult 2 weeks, especially in the summer, because this thing around your neck is the worst thing ever, but unfortunately there's no way around it. At the end of the day, you get that tired, your body's going to fall asleep no matter what you do, so don't be tempted to drink though, that's coming up later. Medication's a big one, because basically the doctors, they'll give you X number of tablets on the day you leave, along with a leaflet, or they should give you a leaflet telling you what to take and when to take it. Follow it to the letter. If it tells you to eat something before you take it, then do that. They'll most likely give you anti-inflammatories maybe, or definitely antibiotics, because you would have had several thousand incisions in your head, and they will be prone or open to infection, and you have to look after that just the same way as you would if you'd had a body piercing, etc. So yeah, antibiotics, they'll probably give you something for your stomach as well, so the antibiotics don't upset your belly. But yeah, take it when they say and do exactly what they tell you to, and you should be fine with that. By day 2, you're most likely going to be lightly bathing your recipient area and the back as well with a mixture of baby shampoo, foam, or whatever the surgeon has given you. If you've got this procedure done in Turkey, you'll probably have different solution to use. But whatever you do, follow the surgeon's advice to the letter, again similar with the medication, and wash it as regularly as they recommend, and use the stuff that they tell you to use. I got told to basically use the baby shampoo mixed up into a foam, dab it lightly without touching the implants, and basically rinse it off with as little water pressure as possible. Like I said, follow the surgeon's advice on that one, make sure you do it at the right time, and do that all the way up to the 2-week point. Pain and itching, everybody's different, everybody's going to heal at a different rate depending on your body and depending on how old you are. So what I will say is, for me, I got all the different sensations all at once. So I had numbness at the top. It felt like I was wearing a motorcycle helmet at first, and then when that calmed down, it felt like there was a rug on my head, like, you know, one of those carpets that you wipe your feet on outside the house. It felt like that was, it was a very strange sensation. So I had numbness, I had itching, I had slight pain, and at the back it felt like it had been sunburned. That's the only way I can really describe it. That went on for about 2 or 3 months. The numbness, I think, took about 4, 5, even 6 months, some of it, and the itching, I was just using the saline for that. I did try aloe vera, but I think it might have been a cheap brand. You know, you want the stuff really that comes from the Canary Islands. That's you pay a little bit more for that though. So yeah, everybody's different. You can Google it, but you'll get a different answer depending on what website you look at. That's what I found when I was looking into this. Exposure to sun's radiation can damage exposed areas and the underlying tissues. Therefore, it's important that you avoid direct sunlight for at least how long the surgeon will recommend. After 5 days, I think they'll tell you that it's okay to wear a cap, but it has to be worn lightly. So you take something like this and loosen it off as much as you can at the back, and it's basically just there to go on. Because obviously if that band starts to catch around your grafts, there's a risk you could pull them out, especially before the 2-week point, so you need to be careful about that. So anything you can think of that makes you sweat, thinking about mathematical problems, but mainly avoiding physical exercise for 2 weeks. That'll suit some more than others. If you're a health freak, that might be a killer. Most websites on FUE advice will basically tell you to avoid things like spicy food. I'm quite tolerant to spicy food, so that wasn't a real problem for me. Again, this is going to be more difficult if you're having this procedure done in the middle of summer, especially with the summers we get. They're very sweaty compared to the summers you get abroad, so be wary of that. You don't want to be sweating, because you know that's something again that can cause problems with your new grafts. Things like avoiding hair dye, avoiding swimming pools is a big one, hot tubs, mainly because of the chemicals. Most websites will, on FUE transplants, will advise you to stay away for 3 to 4 months due to the chlorine and other chemicals that's present. I would stick with 6 just to be on the safe side, or until the scalp feels normal again. Swimming in the sea tends to be less, although some websites do say to treat it with the same caution as a swimming pool. So again, I would err on the caution there and keep that to 6 months as well. So yeah, that's mainly what I would consider chemicals that could affect your scalp. Sorry to be a party pooper, but apparently alcohol slows down the healing process. So if you can avoid that for 2 weeks, then all the better. 3 weeks, even 4 weeks. I've done dry January before. It wasn't any fun, but hey ho. Yeah, it's doable, so avoid the alcohol. And then finally, at the 14-day point, you'll normally be recommended to give your hair its first proper wash. This is where you soak it for a while, give it a good old massage, get the last of the scabs off if there are any, because at this point the implants will be firmly in place, and then you can enjoy that while it lasts. Celebrate by having a beer if you're that way inclined. So that's it. Hopefully you found that useful. Above all though, and most importantly, follow the advice and instructions you've been given by the clinic that you had the surgery at. It will seem overwhelming at first. I would advise you to make a list of questions before you go to the clinic and write the answers down that aren't listed in the leaflet that they'll give you. The most important thing is to remember, the minute you leave the clinic, the chances are you're going to have to keep spraying that scalp every 20 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever they recommend. Mine was every 20 minutes, which then, up until the point I went to sleep, and then it was 30 minutes a day after, I think it was. Hard to remember now, it's nearly 11 months ago. So there you go. There are 12 tips for looking after your hair transplant from information that I've pulled from all over the World Wide Web. If you are looking for more info all in one place, I recommend the Hair Loss Experiences forums. The link is in the description below. And of course, if you found this useful, then please drop me a like to let me know. And it's always appreciated. I also think it's great to see that I'm now a little gnat's wing away from 200 subscribers as I'm recording this. So thank you to all those of you that have hit that button, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks for my 11-month hair update. Take care.